Hello, my lovely friends. It is Chef Chrissy here for Lean and Clean with Fitness Chef Chrissy. And today we're going to be working on grain bowls. Why grain bowls, you say? We have been talking the past week and a half about doing an elimination program where I got rid of wheat and dairy, and it has really changed everything for me. I am less bloated. I'm feeling less itchy. So it's been great for me. In addition, I gave up sugar, but which I don't have a whole lot of anyway. But you choose what you think is really bothering your system and you give it up for 6 weeks. And then you slowly add it back and you have on the changes. So you become your best private investigator of your own body. In that line of thought, grain bowls are wonderful. Today I'm using an ancient grain called farro. Looks like that. And it just takes 20 to 25 minutes to cook. So you cook like pasta, you bring your water to a boil, you put it in, you let it simmer, and then it does its own magic. And I've got, for my protein, I've got some shrimp that I boiled off. And you could use chicken, you could use salmon, you could use meat, whatever you like, use tofu. And we start to layer it. So we're going to start with our farro on the bottom once it's finished cooking. And then I like to have some sweet components and some savory components. So for my savory, I've got some avocado. For my sweet, we have some choices. You can use mango, a pear, a plum, a peach, a nectarine. So lots of different choices. I usually check and see what's in season. The pears are really lovely today, so I'm going to use a pear, but you can use what you like. And then to that, let's say you don't like farro. Maybe you want to use lentils, or you want to use brown rice, or quinoa. That's going to be your base. It could be chickpeas. You choose what you like. And in that vein, you could also choose whatever protein you like. It can be vegan protein, a vegetarian protein, pescatarian protein, or any other protein that you like. So you choose that. Then we dress it. So today I'm going to be using a sesame tahini because I really like that sort of creaminess and a little bit of lemon juice. But again, there are so many choices that you could do. So if you didn't give up dairy, you could use a Greek yogurt-based dressing. You could use just olive oil and vinegar. You could use lemon and olive oil. Lots of choices. I am also dairy-free, so I'm not putting any cheese in there today. But you could absolutely use some feta cheese or some goat cheese. It's absolutely delicious. Especially if you're eating it warm. You could do some toasted nuts. You can see the endless possibilities. So big out of the box, and we're going to continue on our journey for making this bowl. Our farro is in there. I'll show you how to make that, and I'll show you how I boil my shrimp. But for now, we're just going to slice off our pear. So I trim off the bottom a little bit. I'm going to trim a little bit off that top. There are many ways you could do this. I'm just going to show you the easiest way for me. So we're just going to go around and take off that skin. Come as close to the edge as possible so we're not wasting any of the fruit. You could keep the skin on if you liked it. Sometimes I just eat it as a snack. But for texture preferences, I prefer not to have it in the bowl that way. But I don't mind eating it plain like this, but just by itself. I like it when it's mixed with it. So we're just going to go around the pit and slice it. And then we'll cut it into chunks. Nice even chunks there. You don't have to be perfect. If you have a little bit of skin on there, no big deal. You're the one eating it, don't worry about it. However you wish to do it is fine. We just want to get it in the bowl. All right, so we'll go ahead and move that to a garbage bowl. I have got some fresh parsley. I'm just going to chop that up, take that little stem out of there. I've got that one. That's parsley from my garden, so I know that it's nice and fresh. Let's stick that in there with those pears. Then we're going to move on to this avocado. We're just going to come around and stab it. This actually feels a little soft. I'm going to select a different one. The fine one's a little... I bought these yesterday, and I don't know, they tend to soften up a lot overnight, so we'll see. Usually, you can tell how good it's going to be by the tip. You can just take that out, and you're looking for a green center. That's actually pretty nice. Bad. We're just going to tap into that pit. I save these, and I grow them all the time. I haven't had any fruits from them, even though I grow them together, but I do enjoy the plant. It's very pretty. So that's up to you, whatever you wish to do. Just going to score this in here, and then I'll get a spoon, and I'll scoop that out. If you want less than a whole one, then you can do that. And we're just going to put that on the side of these pears. This one. It's not a very big avocado, so we'll go with a whole one in this one. Now, maybe you prefer slices, and that's fine too. But for me, if I'm going to cube up my pears, I like to have cubed avocado as well. All right, put that in a vertical. And we'll move this off to the side. And you can decide what other elements you want. If you want some onion in there, if you want a little bit more herbs in there, you can go ahead and add that. This one's going to be very simple. Sometimes I like to have some toasted nuts in there for a little extra crunch. But again, you choose what you like. All right, we're going to wait on this farro, and I'll come back and show you that. Oh, let's make that shrimp. We need a rolling boil with water that has been seasoned with Old Bay seasoning. I just sprinkled it on the pot, and we're going to pour in our shrimp. And we're just going to let them go until they turn nice and pink. We want to just start pinking because they're going to have some carryover cook time. I'll show you when we get there. This is what you're looking for. They're just starting to curl up a little bit. They're nice and pink. I decided to want a little more vegetables in with my farro. So while the farro is cooling, I'm going to go ahead and just slice a couple slices of the zucchini. And then I'm going to dice that up in a large dice because I don't want it to be add to some texture to it. First thing, I've got some olive oil in my pan. I'm going to add those zucchini chunks. I'm just going to saute them for a few minutes. Now we'll add a little bit of salt to that. This is just for one bowl, so we don't need a ton, but just enough will add some good that spot. And look at that. That will only take 2 minutes. And in the meantime, we're going to begin. All right, so on here, I took, this is still nice and warm. That's our farro. If you've never had farro, it's a lovely grain. It's nice, and you can just pinch it in your finger. It's got a little bit of bite to it. Has a bit of a nutty flavor to it, and I just love it. Okay, I'm going to put a little more dash of salt in there. It's a little bit light on the salt. And add pepper to there, and I'm going to add a little bit of crunchy freshness to it. I've got some romaine lettuce. Use whatever you have. I'm just going to drizzle this with a tiny bit of olive oil. This is a really lovely flavored olive oil. Yeah. And I'm going to add in some of that fresh pear right here. We're going to build as we go. I like to keep it in quadrants. I'm going to add that avocado right here. I'll add some of those greens right over here. We're going to add some of the shrimp that we made here. And because I like my high protein, I'm going to put quite a bit of shrimp. I need some lemon. If we need some freshness here, I'll let ourselves let come across the top there. And put that knife here. And I think we had, where my tahini has decided it wants to seize up a little bit. As real life would have it, the tahini dried out. So we're not going to use it. We're just going to use that fresh lemon and some good olive oil. So I'm just going to hit it with a little more of that olive oil. And a little more of that lemon. Now you'll want to squeeze it through your hands so you don't get any of those. And that, my friends, is a beautiful bowl. It's nice, it's fresh, but the only thing I'm going to add to it, it's just for a pop of color, is some cherry tomatoes out of my garden. But it's absolutely not necessary. And the thing about it that's so great is you could eat these every day and they'll never, ever be exactly the same because you use what you have on hand and what's fresh. Sometimes I make it, like I said, with lentils, sometimes with quinoa. I have a love of farro, but that's just me. Look at how pretty that is. Look how fresh that is, right? It has no wheat. It has no dairy, and it has no sugar. So think out of the box. Give your best shot. Yes, farro is a grain, but it's not a wheat grain. So you can think about all these different things. And like I said, if farro is not your thing, try some other grain. Try something different. That's the whole goal, is to try something different. All right, my friends, I leave you with this thought. You're never going to know how good it can be unless you try it. I hope that you have a great week. I want you to move. I want you to hydrate, especially if you live in an area like mine where it's been 100 degrees every single day. And make sure that you just heal your body so that when we get to be our 90-year-old selves, we are happy and we can move around well. I wish you lots of love. I pray for you all the time. Thank you for joining me. If you have not subscribed already, I hope that you will, and I hope you leave a review. Much love.